6:38 on Breakfast Business with Vincent Wall, and we're joined now by Mary Rodgers, Chief Executive of the PorterShed Innovation Hub in Galway. Mary, your Innovation Hub and a number of others have partnered to win the contract to run the National Digital Research Centre in for the next 5 years, government supported. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but you might remind our listeners first what the National Digital Research Centre is, established back in 2006.
Hi, good morning, and thanks for having me. So the NDRC is a unique set of programmes designed for Ireland's most ambitious, globally focused entrepreneurs. It's funded by the government, as you said, and awarded by Minister Eamon Ryan of the Department of Communications. And the purpose of NDRC is to create world-class, innovation-driven enterprises who are globally focused from day one, and ultimately to create high-value, sustainable jobs in Ireland.
And basically this is focused on start-up or very young digital enterprises to give them mentorship and management support and hopefully to attract private capital to help them grow if they're seen as having prospects.
Very much so. So the NDRC plan is basically around three key pillars. So firstly, it's regionally focused. So every county in Ireland is involved in this plan and the rollout. So whether you're in Louth or Mallow, you'll have access to the same supports. So we've partnered up with RDI in Kerry, Republic of Work in Cork, ourselves in Galway, the PorterShed in Galway, and then working with Ignite up in Belfast as well, who's ran accelerator programs and are key as part of Brexit. So we'll all come together. We'll run pre-accelerator programs. We'll run professional services training, and they'll all feed into the national accelerator, which will happen and be led out of Dogpatch Labs. But the most important part is the hub and spoke part, I guess, on the regional side, which means every hub and every startup in the country will have the same access. And there's this real connected collaboration piece between all of the hubs. So we'll do the regional stuff. Then internationally, we have Google for Startups. So all of these companies now have access to 70 key startup hubs around the world, from Shanghai to Singapore, or Shanghai to San Francisco. And also we will have our international networks. We've got a regional network, a national network, and international mentors and best-in-class and successful entrepreneurs who will feed in and support these startups as they scale. And then finally, we've been really lucky with the top 5 VCs in Ireland supporting this initiative and coming on board. So we know startups need funding, they need support, they need mentoring and coaching, and this NDRC plan will deliver on all three.
Now, this is the first time that the contract has been put out to tender since it was established back in 2006, Mary, and a lot of things have changed since then, obviously. But do you think one of the key reasons that your partnership, your network of hubs has won it, and it was widely reported that you had, and congratulations, is that national network that you provide? Perhaps it was seen as too Dublin focused in the past.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the ecosystem has matured. So there's private and public supports for startups, and we'll work alongside Enterprise Ireland and the local enterprise office and the regional supports like here in Galway and Power and the Chamber of Commerce. But it is absolutely the fact that the access is there for everyone, and the engagement and the consistent, like throughout the year, you'll be able to access these programs. There's no start and finish. It's ongoing. This is a medium-term plan. We want Ireland to be the place where people come to start and scale internationally focused business. It's very much entrepreneur-led and founder first. And what we want is them to create companies that are globally focused from day one.
So you are targeting international entrepreneurs as well, who are prepared to come to one of the hubs in Ireland for this support?
Absolutely. So we have very stringent KPIs. We've worked closely to make sure that we're delivering both on diversity metrics, which include international entrepreneurs, and building Indigenous companies. So there's a real mix just to build up the ecosystem in Ireland. And
one of the key elements that the NDRC provides, apart from the government funding, and you have 17 million over the next 5 years, is mentorship. And you all have relationships with existing successful digital entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and we're very lucky. Ireland, just generally, the ecosystem is really supportive, and the startups like the Pat Phelans of the world have been more than generous in giving back in their time. And Barry O'Sullivan here in Galway, who delivered Alto Cloud. So we will use our national network of mentors and also engage with our international contacts to deliver the best mentorship across fintech and agtech, or wherever the entrepreneur, whatever their focus is, we'll put the supports in place to make sure that they become world class.
Okay, well, it's been a tough year for startups, as we know, as with all sectors. But the best of luck with the contract over the next 5 years. That's Mary Rodgers, our Chief Executive of the PorterShed Innovation Hub in Galway, one of a number of hubs that have now won the contract to operate the National Digital Research Centre over the next 5 years.